special guests joining us in the studio this afternoon. They have been to the Special Olympics in Germany, and we are so excited to welcome them both to the studio. Allow me to introduce you to Shaun, who is one of the athletes at the Games, very successful representing our country here, Australia, and Chris Newman, who was involved in the law enforcement torch relay. That is quite a mouthful. You're absolutely right. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Yep.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Shaun, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so Shaun,
Yep.
welcome. You've recently been an athlete at the Special Olympics. What was the experience like?
Yeah, for me, it's quite amazing to wear this uniform on me. So I'm so proud. I am so getting so far, and the worst, I really enjoy all the sports I want to do. So I'll be grateful for everything Dima did for us, and yeah, I'll be grateful.
That's brilliant. And I did watch a number of events, and it looked like so much fun. Am I right in saying that you're a swimmer? Yes. And what's your strokes that you represented Australia in?
I'm doing like freestyle in the moment and backstroke. So.
And what's your favourite out of the two?
In to say, because I go there and do my best on my style, and I come 100 meters, I come second, but I'm so proud of doing that so far. And on my back I don't want to say anything about that. But
okay, no problem as well. I remember doing backstroke in high school, and I was one of those people that needed the lane ropes because I'd keep going across all the lanes because I couldn't do it straight. So I think anyone that can swim backstroke and even make one lap is sensational, never mind 100 metres. So congratulations on your achievements at the Games. You have made us so very, very proud as Australians. Now tell me, what was it like outside competing? What was it? Was it a fun and enjoyable atmosphere?
Yes, that's my idea. So people what we can do and out from the pool and into the pool.
So am I right in thinking that you have Down syndrome?
Yes.
And that's why you're involved in the Special Olympics?
Yes, I'm happy with those people. So I'm so keen. People teach me how to like coaching better off. So I'm be grateful people going to do that to me.
So you have benefited not just from sport, but also you've grown as a person as well from being involved, do you think?
Yeah, with like confidence and enjoyment and finding a challenge and overcoming some challenges and excelling, and maybe you have achieved more than you thought that you could achieve by your involvement with the competitions.
Yes, I'm happy to do that. So I'm be grateful with doing this for our country, but quite an amazing.
Well, I'm very jealous because you've got one of these very flash Australian tracksuits on, and I certainly don't have one of those. So you look fantastic, and I'm sure it would have looked great having the whole of Australian team walking out. And what a great event to be part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you stay? I believe you stayed with other athletes altogether.
Yes, we did, but we stay with our. Again, we have to stay from Australian people. So, we also with our rooms now we have to share the room together with our friends, making friends and all that stuff like that. I'll be grateful doing that as well.
Yeah.
And did you meet lots of friends, make new friends?
Yes.
Great. Now I can see some very, very impressive medals here, SD. So we might just hold those up. So one, I believe, is for the relay, men's relay.
Yes.
And one's your very own individual medal in the 100-metre freestyle.
Yeah.
So if we want to hold those, look at that.
Yeah, just up towards the cameras there. Look at those.
Oh,
fantastic.
That's amazing. Oh, congratulations. as I said, you've done us very, very proud. So how many athletes went from Australia?
64 in total. There's 4 from WA, but 68 from Australia.
Okay, now I detect a South African accent.
Yes.
So you're originally from South Africa?
Yes.
Yes. Well, there's not too much difference in colouring, is there, in the uniforms? Because they have like a green and yellow too, don't they, I think?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Especially with their rugby and their cricket uniforms are normally slightly different colours to Australia, but yeah, very, very, very similar.
So, Shaun, how long have you been swimming for?
I swim for especially the Olympics for over 4 years now. I am how I get so far. So I'll be grateful people doing that to me and coaching. Beautiful one done. So I'll be grateful people helping me a lot and training me a lot and do everything for me.
So how much training do you do? How many sessions would you do a week?
Probably 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we train on a Wednesday night, so it's not with our coaches, but they're amazing to me.
Yeah, but consistently, I guess that's what gives you the ability to improve by training consistently and then going to different competitions. So we were talking before, and you were down in Tasmania, both. Sarah and myself, we're from Tasmania, and you had a good opportunity and a great experience down in Hobart, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Yeah. So you get to travel and compete for national competitions as well as the big one, which you've just come back from, which is great.
Yeah, it was good.
And would you do it again?
I think I will do it.
Yes,
again.
You're up for 2027. Yep. Well, we hope to see you there. That's for sure.
Yeah. I will do it again. So, and I will get more medals again.
Get some more medals.
Hopefully, the gold one maybe this time. Hey? If you keep training and improving, that would be a great opportunity. Now, talking of 2027, Perth has put in a bid for the 2027 games, and they're looking a possible chance. You'd be really excited to perform in front of your home crowd if that was to happen, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's quite amazing. So then it's the same with the home crowd. I'm so if the family come to see us in swimming, so family. So I'm so proud of that. But
yeah,
it's quite amazing.
Well, if that happened, Estee would have to get some poolside tickets and make sure we're there to cheer Shaun on and all the other athletes. Yeah,
and ma'am, socks. I'd have to get some yellow and green socks.
Yeah, maybe some green and yellow zinc cream and maybe the big wig.
I could dye the hair even.
I don't think that we can have that, but I don't know. But
yeah, maybe some pom poms or something. Yeah, fantastic.
So beyond the competition, what was your favourite thing about the games other than competing?
Yeah, for me is that it is saying because I'm how far I'll go on competing. So I'm so I get better and better in practicing and I'm glad I'm doing it, but I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
Not for my family, but yeah.
Great stuff.
And you're looking fit, isn't he just?
Yeah.
He's looking so fit.
Yeah. Shaun, I'm really good at across the pool. When I was young, I wasn't much of a swimmer at school, so I used to have to go in across the pool races. So you're way ahead of me.
Is that the one where you run across?
No, I could swim. I could get across, but I wasn't much good. But always very impressed with the kids at school that could swim well. And I think it's great that you've got the commitment and you love what you do. And obviously you're talented as well, which makes it even more enjoyable. So we're lucky to have you in and discuss the great event that you were part of. And I'm sure you're looking forward to the next competitions that you got coming up.
Yep, I'm gonna do it.
Do you have a little rest before the next one, or are you straight back into training?
I think I'll go back. So
you've got the state games coming up in later in the year, isn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So straight back at it. Straight back at it.
Yeah.
I want to go back into it, but it's quite amazing because I really can hold that torch run again. So I'm so proud of doing that again. So I'm do that. So
yeah. And we've obviously got an example of a torch here in the studio today. Look at that. It's quite heavy, isn't it?
It is quite heavy, yeah.
I was surprised at the weight of it.
Yeah. So this one's from Abu Dhabi, Steve was mentioning.
That's the official torch from the Abu Dhabi World Games, which was in 2019.
Yeah, I might just grab that if I can, and I'll hold that up.
And just saying, this is my first time to hold it as well. So, with the Special Olympics, I want to ask them I can light it.
Mm-hmm.
So when the game's starting. So with the stadium as well. So I want to do that.
So in August, we've got a torch run around Hillary's, and we'll come on to that shortly, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But Shaun is going to be the final athlete with the torch to actually light the cauldron.
Wow.
So to celebrate his successes over in Germany.
What an
honour. Yeah.
But he's certainly earned it, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm so excited to have you here today.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm amongst royalty of the athletes.
Yeah.
It's very, very exciting.
I'm rubbing shoulders with royalty.
I know, and I really do want one of those tracksuits, but sadly, I'm not up to scratch in that. But never mind, I'll stay behind the microphone.
Yeah. How's my stance?
Yeah, looking good. What do you think, Shaun? Can he do it? Do you reckon he's got the look?
Maybe 5 meters and then pass it on?
I hope so, but yeah. So, it's quite amazing because I did this for my mom as well, so she's not around, but it says go. Mom says, I'm going to do this for you, and I'll go there and do my best. And
Good man.
Bring that medal to show her what I did so far.
Great stuff.
Wonderful. Now, why don't you put that down, because otherwise you might cause yourself an injury, because I know how fit you are. But let's talk a little bit more about the relay. Chris, perhaps can you tell us a little bit more about the torch?
Yes, sure. The torch is the law enforcement torch run was set up to support Special Olympics. Special Olympics have been going since the early 60s, and the law enforcement torch run was set up in the early 80s, 1981, when I think we spoke earlier on. There was 6 police officers in Kansas ran the torch into the opening ceremony of their games, and it's come on a long way from then, from a small flame to a roaring success, I think they say it. Yes, and it's the police officers from around the world. There's 150, I think, different countries that are involved. 110,000 officers every year get involved in the torch run. And really what it's to do is to put people like my friend here front and center, and to celebrate their achievements and their abilities.
Yeah, and obviously fundraising too, because there's a lot of travel costs involved, and so you have events that are fundraising, and you've got a big event coming up in August. Tell us about that.
We surely have. On the 5th of August at Hillary's, we've got the Polar Plunge. This is our 3rd year. And so far, we've raised just shy of $90,000 over the 2 years, which goes directly to these guys to get them to their games, both the one in Hobart last year and also to Berlin, but also to fund the grassroots for the basketballs, the kits, and also athlete leadership program. So we're really trying to aspire our athletes to set goals and to reach them.
And if somebody would like to donate to help, what's the best way that they can do that?
Oh, absolutely. The website that we've got is wa.torchrun.org.au. If you go on there, it's got lots of photographs, lots of information about what we're doing.
And you've got a Facebook page as well.
We do. That's a bit of a long one.
I've been watching that.
Yes. So that's the Law Enforcement Torch Run, and it's -Western Australia. A bit of a lot of typing, but once you get there, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Lots of information about what we're doing, and that's updated 2 or 3 times a week with different photographs and stuff that's going on around WA. What's lovely about it is that it's an international charity. So there is law enforcement officers around the world. We all converse with each other. We see what each other is up to. We steal ideas off them, as we have done with the polar plunge. But it's a
It's
great
ironic,
way.
isn't it? Police officers talking about stealing.
Borrowing. Borrowing.
Being inspired by.
Yeah. So our polar plunge, obviously, it's quite funny. I speak to some of our friends in Canada and North America. They're getting out the ice picks and making holes in lakes to jump into, and we're jumping into Hillary's. And when I said it was 18 degrees, they were saying, is that Fahrenheit or is that centigrade? Yeah. So ours is more of a solar polar plunge.
Yes.
But it's still nippy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And we've got obviously a local team, the Rockingham Penguins.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which, come down. They came down last year, all dressed up as penguins, face masks, the whole lot. Yeah. Raised some lovely money for our athletes as well. Yeah. And I think they had a good day out. So,
yeah. Well, Steve, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of a search for a local spray tan business because I was talking to Steve a little earlier, and he's trying to convince us to maybe go up there and jump in and have a dip ourselves. But, I'd need to have a spray tan because I'm pretty white.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you do it, I will, Fazman.
All right, well, commitment.
Yep, not a problem.
We're pretty committed here at IPL Radio. And,
absolutely.
And obviously we represent inspiring, passionate lives and people obviously very passionate about the Special Olympics in Shaun and yourself, Steve. And we had the CEO of the Special Olympics Australia, Pierre Commerce, on a couple of weeks ago. It was great chatting to him, and it was such a great event. We were lucky to follow it. We had a few little snippets of a few events sent through to us exclusively from some people who are involved in the bid, Hugh and Tanya Brown from Perth, that have been involved in the Perth bid. They sent us through some vision of some of the great events, and it was great to follow it.
And that was a lovely thing. Actually, with the polar plunge, you'll be in good company because our commissioner will be leading that polar plunge. So he'll be first in. So I'm sure if he can do it and his management team, that the rest of us can get behind him. So, and we'll have I think the TRG are turning up, the ROG guys, which is our Riot Squad, if you probably known them better description.
Right.
So the band will be there.
Yeah.
So
they might have to go on a bit of a diet though. Just
absolutely.
For all these athletes, that are around with
be good insulation
buff
to
bodies.
But what we'll do is, as we get closer to the date, we'll let our listeners know all about that event, and of course they can check out. Is it Polar Plunge?
It's Polar Plunge. If you go on the wa.torchrun.org.au website, there's a link there that will take you to the My Cause website, and you can then sign up from that web. It's $10 each. That gets you a T-shirt as well if you're in the first 200 people that sign up. And then it allows it's a fundraising platform, so you can then share that with your friends and family. If everyone raises a little bit, then there's good funds to go to these guys.
Now, Shaun, will you be participating? Will you be having a dip at Hillary's?
Yes, I will try to do it.
Yeah, great.
Excellent.
Great.
Well, for the looking back on Germany, we're actually going to be the later frozen team, so we'll be dressing up as in the Lederhosen and the Oktoberfest. I won't be in the Oktoberfest outfit, but Shaun, you're going to be joining our group, aren't you? So you'll be he'll be jumping with the Lederfrozen.
Fantastic. We love fancy dress here. We love a bit of a costume.
Oh, we're involved in anything, especially you, Esther. You love a costume.
I really do.
Some of the costumes you've come in here, and the sporting outfit. She comes in the footy socks and the whole lot, gets right into it. So she'd love it.
Yeah,
lovely.
Well, gentlemen, is there anything else that you would like to share with us about the Special Olympics or your time in Germany? Anything else?
Well, my time in Germany was slightly different than Shaun's because we went across for the final leg, which is the delivering of the torch. And what I often have this conversation, people say, "Oh, it's just like an Olympics." Well, it actually is an Olympics. The flame is lit in Greece on Mount Olympus, and then that flame is then taken by plane across to Germany, and our job was to deliver that flame safely to the opening of the World Games
and make sure it doesn't blow out.
Absolutely. they have two flames just in case, and each time we did 20 torch runs around the Brandenburg and Berlin area, really getting out into the community, which was absolutely fantastic to see what they were doing and really sort of get the word out. And we had a Special Olympic athlete that was attached to our team, Vilja, who was from Estonia. And I talk about having people having a label. Well, he's labelled that he's disabled. Well, Vilja could speak Estonian, he could speak Russian, he could speak Finnish, he could speak German, and he could speak English.
He's a good athlete too.
He's a good athlete too. He's a marathon runner, and he's a 3-hour marathon runner. And he has that label disabled, and I think we really need to look at the ability within the disability. I think that's
absolutely,
and that really brought it home to us. That and what a gentleman he was as well.
Yeah, well, we were talking about it before coming on air that Jack, one of our volunteer announcers, he talks about that all the time, talking about our abilities or capabilities rather than disability, and that's something. As soon as I heard that, I've never forgotten it, and it's so important that our listeners out there and people watching on Facebook can understand that as well, and be accepting and inclusive, and make sure that that's their theme as well.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, guys, for coming in. Absolute pleasure to meet you both, and we'll certainly keep in touch. And I think SD and I will try to book in that plunge in August.
Well, it's open. It's mainly police officers that are taking place, but it is open to all. So if you want to get a family team together, get a sporting team together, get on the website, join up, and we'd love to have you along with us.
Fantastic. And support, guys. Donate some money and help these guys achieve their dreams and continue to compete out at the next competitions that they're aspiring to be part of.
Thank you so much for joining us today, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure. It's very inspiring, and it's wonderful to see that a sporting event goes beyond just being a sporting event. It's inspirational, it's development, it's community, it's so much more. And we really appreciate you sharing that with us today.
And SD, our lead-in song is about the champion. Well, I think we've got two champions sitting here today, and I'm sure the listeners and people watching on Facebook totally agree. So thanks very much for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
We'll be back after another song. We're going to listen to the Foo Fighters.